Si Mel tends to overdress for the news. You can also argue that. Because, di ba, there was a time na ang news, kaya medyo naging formal yun eh. Whether you're looking at a Barbara Walters or a Diane Sawyer or the early days of ABS-CBN, there was a certain, I remember, because my sister used to be a newscaster before eh. And I would remember that some of the comments that they would often say was that, teka sandali, you cannot have your bangles and whatever, or showy necklaces and whatever, because it will be distracting. You are not hosting a party, you are anchoring the news.
You know, the risk to their lives ng mga reporter na yan bago makaakyat doon sa 4th floor na yon or 5th floor. Yung risk. Kasi kailangan nilang sumakay sa the most dangerous elevator in the world. Ito yung elevator ng GMA. Although naayos na yata. Ito yung in 2003.
Alam mo, hindi ka na-imbitay sa GMA ball niyan.
The Pod Network Entertainment.
Magandang araw, bayan, and welcome to Best 10 Bets. Ako po si Butch Francisco, kasama ko si
Leo Katigbak. Pero parang feeling ko hindi ganyan dapat yung intro eh. Parang, good evening, you are watching Best 10 Bets tonight. We are your anchors, Leo Katigbak and
Butch Francisco. Pero, bakit ganon? Di ba lahat ngayon sa newscast,
humihiyaw, bumubulyaw.
Everyone bellows. Kailangan sumisigaw.
Everyone Vicky Bellows.
Thank you.
Okay.
Anyway, kasi ang topic natin this time ay ang mga the best newscasters.
Pero actually, yung the best kasi na yan, medyo may pagka-subjective pa rin yan. Kasi like ako, ang personal taste ko, yung mga mas malumanay, hindi ko masyadong type yung mga bumubulyaw.
Number 10, sa pinakamahusay na mga newscasters, ito of all time, pwedeng wala na sila sa mundo. Okay. I'm putting Bernadette Sembrano.
Okay.
She's pretty, but not distractingly so.
Yes.
Oo. Parang pert and vibrant. Parang nandun lang siya. Parang siyang si Ate B lang siya, di ba? Na gano'n, na pakikinggan mo.
Correct.
Parang wala siya masyadong issue sa katawan. Parang wala siyang pinapanigan, wala siyang pinapaboran.
Inanunsyo ngayon ng ABS-CBN ang ilang mahalagang pangyayari kaugnay ng teleradyo. Isa sa mga news channels nito.
Kaya siya ang nasa number 10 ko. Ang number 9 ko, actually dapat I would have placed her higher.
Okay.
Si Mel Tiangco. Kaya lang kasi, Mel Tiangco, parang eto nabantayan ko ang karir niya mula News Center 4, TV Patrol, 24 Oras. Parang never ko siya nakita nakapagrambulan sa mga coverage. Kasi sa akin kasi importante yun eh. Na pwede kang nag-a-anchor ka pero pwede kang ibato sa mga aksyon. Yung gano'n. Parang laging yung maayos ang damit niya.
Well, I guess that's also the difference. That's why may tinatawag kang newsreader and then a newscaster. Generally, the newsreader, I mean, they look good doing the news and everything. However, a newscaster is somebody who may have risen through the ranks. Sila yung dumaan sa pagiging reporter, sa pagiging may mga kino-cover na beat na Malacanang and whatever, uma-attend ng mga press con, bago nila natungtungan yung posisyon na news anchor.
Parang hindi ko, unless mali ako, parang never siya na gano'n.
Well, ang feeling ko si
kasi
Mel...
maganda lang kasi, maganda yung boses niya,
no,
diba?
pero kasi si Mel
Tsaka
naman...
kami tayo.
Correct, but si Mel, remember, started also in Channel 4.
Yun na nga,
so,
News Center 4 nga.
Ang feeling ko nung Channel 4 days nila, they were doing more than just being newsreaders eh.
Talaga, meron lang talaga statues siya kasi fashion model siya noong araw.
Correct. But you can also say na generally, si Mel tends to overdress for the news. You can also argue that. Because, di ba, there was a time na ang news, kaya medyo naging formal yun eh. Whether you're looking at a Barbara Walters or a Diane Sawyer or the early days of ABS-CBN, there was a certain, I remember, because my sister used to be a newscaster before eh. And I would remember that some of the comments that they would often say was that, teka sandali, you cannot have your bangles and whatever, or showy necklaces and whatever.
Pero si Mel Tiangco naman kasi, di ba, parang she stayed long enough. Pag tinignan mo si Mel Tiangco, talagang siya na yung news authority. At number 8, Henry Umaga Diaz. Okay. Ito si Henry Umaga Diaz, kahit minsan nagboboses gumamela siya.
Ayon po sa isang human rights group. Ano po? Dapat daw imbestigahan ng Commission on Human Rights.
Ano ibig sabihin nun? Yung medyo madaling malantak.
Kaya mabuti yung
Yan na nga,
well-defined.
oo.
Kaya,
So, okay. May pagka-bland na which is perfect for a newscaster. Kasi dapat talaga, pag ang itsura mo, hindi ka nakaka-distract.
okay.
Di ba?
Okay.
So bagay na bagay siyang maging newscaster. Kasi ito talaga, this I believe, ang isang newscaster should have the personality of a dead spot.
Ako naman, I disagree with that.
Bakit?
No, your newscasters, well, ako kasi, I will gravitate towards even the foreign. Yung mga Walter Cronkite and mga Harry Reasoner, mga Ted Koppel, they have very, very distinct personalities because at a certain point, ang question dyan is anybody can read the news eh. Pero nandyan yung sino yung talagang papaniwalaan mo. Siguro I was watching news at the time na ang generation was, pag pinanood mo yung mga newscaster mo, parang ang feeling mo na, yung mga ibang napapakinig ko, wala akong pagkakatiwalaan sa sinabi nila. Pero pag ito ang nagsalita, papaniwalaan ko. So, hindi pwedeng parang tuod yung mga yun. They do need to have a personality. They need to be able to be
The
compelling for
personality
the
of a dead
viewers.
spot. So, okay.
We agree to disagree. Okay.
Anyway, at number 7, sana yung mga millennials, Gen Zs, kilala pa siya. Si Jose Marie Velez.
Okay. Sige, sorry.
Okay. Ito, sa totoo lang, distracting siya to the women of the 60s. So, yung ganun, parang hindi para I'm contradicting what I said earlier. Kaya lang kasi, I put him here because he brought in the female audience who were not accustomed to watching the news before. Kasi usually nung araw, mga babae lang, mga lalaki lang ang nanonood eh.
Okay.
So, pero dahil parang he brought in sa the big news sa Channel 5, mga female viewers.
Correct.
Tapos and then also, perfect diction. Wala nang mas perfect
Oh, yeah.
sa diction niya.
My brother-in-law kasi was a newscaster before. And
Lahat talaga may connect. Sino naman tong brother-in-law mo to?
Bunny Arville.
Okay.
Huwag mo sabihin hindi mo kilala.
Kilala ko.
No. Kasi ito, si Jose Marie Velez actually, before you came, we were talking about it. I really wanted him to be on my list. But the thing is, I don't remember ever watching him firsthand. Everything that I know about Jose Marie Velez was something na ikinuwento sa akin. But the thing is, even my brother-in-law was saying na si Jose Marie Velez had a photographic memory. So in fact, di ba dati wala pang teleprompter? Kaya niya nababasahin yung news and then for several minutes, nire-report niya. Kasi ganun ka sharp yung memory niya. And as you said, perfect yung diction niya. So sinasabi nila, and he had the right demeanor, he had the proper facing, he had the right composure for the news. So if your criteria is the excellence of it, lahat sila, even some of the other reporters I would talk to, they would always say that si Jose Marie Velez yun. Unfortunately, hindi ko ma-validate kasi hindi ko napanood. That's the only reason it's not in my list.
Hindi, eto na lang. Sige, okay. Jose Marie Velez, well-groomed, and then tapos, kung siya, ang pinoproject niya is how a newscaster should dress up. At number 6, Corina Sanchez. Okay. Alam mo, si Corina, ang problema niya sa umpisa, hindi agad kilala natin si Corina Sanchez kasi maganda di ba? Galing, weather girl ng Channel 4 nung araw. Tapos, nung nag-EDSA Revolution.
Nag-apply sa ABS-CBN.
Hindi na nga lumabas ng building, tumawid na ng corridor. Di ba? From Channel 4.
Si Coring.
Kasi di ba dati nag-share ang Channel 4 tsaka Channel 2 ng building. So tumawid lang siya. Same way as Mel Chanco din.
Yes.
Tumawid lang sila.
Yes.
Problema kasi ni ito, alam mo, in this profession of ours, you cannot be too educated, parang, mas gusto nila yung parang, there is really something wrong with the industry. Kasi, si Corina,
anyway, sige, continue.
Si Corina, bilingual.
Correct.
Good at both English and Filipino.
Yes.
So, in her early career in ABS-CBN, hindi alam kung saan siya ilalagay.
Yes.
Kasi pwede siyang pang-English, magaling. pwede pang Tagalog, magaling. So, hindi niya mahanap yung niche niya. Parang, eventually, in-embrace lang talaga niya na, na Tagalog na lang. At mas doon talagang umalagwa na siya. So, bilib ako sa kanya kasi came from the ranks, again, yun nga, nag-Weather Girl. Yun. Tapos, at number 5, si Tina Monson Palma. Ito, kung lahat ng mga newscasters na babae ngayon, utang nyo kay Tina Monson Palma kung bakit nandiyan kayo, because si Tina Palma paved the way for the female newscasters. Again, nag-umpisa ang Weather Girl. Ang tagal niya nagdusa bilang Weather Girl, ha? So, pero eventually, siguro na-realize sila parang, it's about time. We put a woman there na may authority. She has built enough authority para ilagay mo siya as head newscaster. Well, of course, ang issue ko lang kay Tina Palma, she comes off as stiff and cold. Hindi mo napansin? Medyo tigas na. At siya malamig. Pero baka nga...
Parang studio natin malamig.
Oo. Parang bagay nga talaga rin na newscaster. At saka talagang, yun talaga ang noon, nag-tenry nila sa Penthouse 7 maging variety show host for 1 month. Hindi nag-work talaga. So...
Di ba nag-ano rin siya? Nag-dub rin siya para kay Deborah
Yun!
Soon.
Ito na nga. At bago yan, believe it or not, isa sa mga racket na nung araw, naging dubber siya ni Deborah Soon.
Ang sa akin kasi, it was a rumor that was circulating because I've heard how Deborah Soon talks. Pagkatapos, ang difference lang naman, kaya ni Tina yung timbre niya, pero magandang pakinggan yung boses ni Tina.
It was already factual. Kasi kaya naman siya ginawa siyang dubber ni Deborah Soon because Deborah Soon was playing the role of a professor, respected professor. Yun. Pero paganda naman speaking voice si Deborah Soon, sa totoo lang. Di ba yung husky, di ba? So anyway,
hindi na ako magko-comment.
well at least si Tina Palma has tried it all except hindi siya nag-artista. And at number 4, si Noli De Castro. Well, si Noli is no longer at his prime now, no? Siyempre
Correct. Parang ano yan, in the same way that when you talk about Dolphy, the people who saw Dolphy towards the end of his career will have a harder time believing the accolades he used to get before.
Okay. Pero
It's the same thing.
ako, nilagay ko siya dito because he revolutionized news.
Correct.
News programs, the newscast.
Correct.
Kasi iba yun eh. Dati kasi straight news, wala kang dapat sabihin, keep your opinion to yourself. Pero siya, binago niya talaga. And that became very, very attractive sa masa na dating hindi rin nanonood ng news
May kwento
programs.
ko niyan pag ako ang nagbigay na lista. Pero
ang
ilalagay ko
masa.
siya dun sa listahan ko kaysa
Okay.
sa listahan.
So, okay. Pero ang nagtataka na ako sa kanya, hanggang ngayon, para ba, sinasadya ba niya to endear himself sa masa by pronouncing special as spatial?
Could be.
Hindi ba parang mas gano'n yung...
Could be. I think marami sa kanila naman will do it deliberately, especially if it's something that catches on.
Oh. Di ba? Like, let's say, si Coco Martin, hindi perfect ang diction niya.
May lisp naman si Coco Martin.
Yun na nga.
Pero, yung sa akin, yung katulad naman yung kay Coco, I think when he was parang trying to hide it in a way, it didn't work. When he embraced it, it made him more popular.
Kaya nga.
Parang kasi you can also be self-deprecating and poking fun at yourself. Alam mo meron kang lisp eh. O dun sa mga sine niya at mga kwento, it becomes the stuff of comedy. And he's the one poking fun at himself.
Panindigan na niya, di ba?
Tama.
Hindi, at saka hindi. Isa pang kinabibilib ko kay Kabayan, yung pinanggalingan niya, isipin mo,
Voice over
na Inday Badiday.
Correct. Sa Nothing But the Truth,
See Through.
See Through na hindi Nothing But the Truth.
Sa Channel 13.
Bakit ang Nothing But the Truth sa Channel 2? Dati?
Nag-iba-iba eh.
Hindi, oo nga. Pero
Hindi,
alin
okay.
ba nauna?
Hindi.
I only saw sa Nothing But the Truth.
Nothing But the Truth nung nasa BBC 2.
Oh, yun nga.
Hindi siya ABS-CBN.
Manahaw Broadcasting Corporation.
Pagkatapos doon
lumipat sa Channel 13, naging See Through.
Oo,
tapos doon si Kabayan na naging voice over.
Tapos naging Would You Believe? Marami na siya inikutan.
Tama.
So, pero yung mga phone-in questions, sinolid ni Castro. Nakita mo naman talaga, buong-buo ang boses.
Oo.
Magandang gabi bayan. Narito ang detalye ng ating mga nagbabagang balita. Magandang gabi bayan. Magandang gabi bayan. Magandang gabi bayan. Magandang gabi bayan. Magandang gabi bayan.
Yun, sa... By the way, nabanggit ko yung Channel 13. I'm sorry, hindi ko na sinasama si Snooki Serna dito sa list ng ng favorite newscaster because she was a newscaster.
Oo naman.
Snooki Serna
Oo naman.
ng Channel 13 but only for a very short period of time. Early in the millennium. Okay. At number 3. I'm sure hindi mo kilala to.
Sino?
Si Emil Sumangil.
Hindi masyado.
Okay.
At talagang hindi rin siya papasok sa listahan ko kasi hindi ko siya masyadong kilala. Hindi.
Kawawa naman siya.
Alam mo, magkaiba tayo na listahan kaya sige, tuloy-tuloy.
Emil, okay. Ito, ang bumilib ako sa kanya kasi he covers the news. He covers the news well. Siya yung tipong siga ang dating.
Okay.
Yung talagang siga yung para bang mukhang barumbado na let's say may kaguluhan dyan para bang dadating yan para bang ano nangyayari dito. Tapos makukuha niya yung news. Tapos kaya ending when si Mike Enriquez passed on, siya ang nilagay na main anchor which is talagang giant leap kasi lahat yun talaga pinagnanasahan yung posisyon na yun.
Yes.
And at number 2, Ivan Mayrina. To me, Ivan Mayrina is the most underrated newscaster sa buong history ng broadcasting.
Okay.
Actually, si Ivan kasi magaling mag-cover.
Okay.
Okay. Tapos, okay naman ang diction. He could have been the replacement of Mike Enriquez. Hindi ko na alam kung bakit hindi siyang nilagay. Pero, mahaba rin ang ano niya. Kasi, partly parang wala siyang pride at saka wala siyang ego. Kasi kung ako yan, nag-resign na ako. Kasi parang ako na dapat na next in line dun.
Okay.
Kasi may height. Di ba?
Correct.
Tapos, tama naman yung neutral siya. Yung hindi masyadong he keeps his mouth shut pag hindi kailangang magsalita.
Okay.
So, may discipline siya. So, kaya, yun, ang reward ko na lang ay siya na lang ilalagay ko sa number 2 ko.
Oo.
Kaya lang kasi, I could have put him in number 1, kaya lang kasi, hindi mo pwedeng mapinag yung number 1 ko. Harry Gasser. Siyempre, lahat ng mga a whole generation talaga nabuhay kay Harry Gasser na every 7 p.m. nasa Newswatch na yan.
Pero yan yung sinasabi ko sa'yo. Like for example, when Harry Gasser read the news, I would listen to him and I would believe everything that he said. So to me, he was not just a newsreader. He was somebody na parang, sa mindset ko is, pag siya ang umupo at siya ang nagsabi, papaniwalaan ko na. Kumbaga, hindi na ako magre-research, hindi ko na kailangan i-fact check yan.
Ang recollection ko sa kanya, Harry Gasser, bibig lang ang gumagalaw. Di ba? Walang he was talagang quintessential newscaster na talagang walang distraction. Kasi talagang bibig lang.
It's really just the news.
Hindi gumagalaw ang pisngi, hindi gumagalaw ang tenga, hindi gumagalaw ang buhok.
He doesn't make facial reactions and whatever.
Oo.
But I remember when
Very
I was
disciplined.
growing up, the news that I watched most regularly was RPN 9 because of Harry Gasser.
Kasi bago naman nag-martial law, hindi naman lahat may news programs eh.
Hindi, pero nung 70s at 80s, may news programs sa lahat kasi minandate ng KBP.
Later na lang.
Oo.
Later. So, kasi noong araw, pagka yung pulong-pulong sa kaunlaran, every Wednesday, lahat yun, lahat ng channel BBC 2,
pero nung
RBS 7.
by the late 70s and early 80s, lahat. Mandate na yan ng KBP.
Yeah, but that did not come in until later. Maybe, ito, baka magtaka kayo kung bakit wala dito si Jessica Soho.
Actually, baka hindi sila nagtataka, pero yaman din lang sinabi mo, gumagawa ka ng intriga. So,
Hindi naman.
nagtatakaw intriga ka.
Hindi naman.
Oh.
No, because si Jessica Soho, sa akin, taas respeto ko dyan. So, kaya lang kasi ang feeling ko lang, yung State of the Nation, na nasa sister network ng GMA, Did you ever watch that? Okay. Ang problema, I have a lot of issues with the show. Okay. Una-una ang pwesto niya doon, para siyang nakaupo siya doon. Ang silhouette niya, para siyang logo ng NOR.
Oh.
Tingnan mo, it's not to insult her, but it's just the way it was designed.
Okay.
Nakaupo siya, tapos parang may box na gano'n.
Kailan sabihin natin kay Jessica manood ng episode na to, no?
Hindi, magkaibigan naman kami. Kaya lang, magkalapit nga birthday namin eh. Kaya lang kasi, it was just...
Baka i-unfriend ka na niya.
When she was still doing it, because she's no longer doing that eh.
Yes.
Pero doon kasi, ang laki-laki ng problema ko dito sa newscast na to. Kasi, okay, dahil yung State of the Nation, kailangan talaga makover the entire archipelago. Ito yung, nandun sila. Pero alam mo bang, the risk to their lives ng mga reporter na yan bago makaakyat sa 4th floor na yon or 5th floor. Yung risk. Kasi, kailangan nilang sumakay sa the most dangerous elevator in the world. Ito yung elevator ng GMA. Although naayos na yata. Ito yung in 2003.
Alam mo, hindi ka na-imbitahin sa GMA ball niyan.
I never went anyway. So, 2003, 14 starstruck survivors na trap sa loob ng elevator for 30 minutes. Nahihimatay na lahat ng babae doon. So tapos, pero may kabutihan din. Sa sobrang bagal elevator na yan, ito na magkaaway si Christine Reyes at saka si Aramina. So, nakabuto na si Christine Reyes. So, buton para nakikita na niya yung dumadating na si Aramina.
The story is entertaining, but really, what does that have to do with newscasters?
Ito na nga. So, sige na, ganun. Parang bumukas ka na, aabutan ako.
Parang may instructions ata sa'yo na, uy, mag-stretch ka.
So finally, eto dumating na yung si Aramina. Sabi ng nalang niya, sarado pa yung elevator. Sabi niya, hi ate, hindi nagkabati sila. Hindi may kabutihang nagawa.
Tama ka naman doon.
Diba?
So,
yun lang.
yung kwentong yan, papapakinig nyo lamang kay Butch Francisco.
Pero ito, okay, I may not have included Jessica Soho in my list of top newscasters.
Yes, okay.
But, I will always consider her as the best news reporter ever. Magaling siya talaga sa Yun lang, ang feeling ko lang kasi...
Actually, we should have a separate episode na reporters naman.
Oo.
Kasi ibang grouping rin naman yun, ibang liga rin naman yun.
Oo. Kasi yun lang ang feeling ko lang kasi may something wrong dun sa format ng State of the Nation.
Okay.
Yun lang but si Jessica Soho, saludo ko dyan. Pero siya ang pinakamagaling na news reporter.
Okay. So, yan yung kay Butch Francisco. Sa akin, number 10 ko si Tina Monson Palma. I mean, si Tina, tama yung lahat ng sinabi ni Butch kanina. But in hindsight, I guess that's where yung personal opinions mo will come into play. I remember at the height of the protests also against the previous regime, si Tina Monson Palma also became, hindi naman siya, not notorious, but a lot of people would often comment that she may not agree with the news, but you know that she doesn't agree with the news.
She smirks.
Because she smirks. And to me, I enjoyed it as a viewer watching it. But, as I also got older, you kind of think also na, teka sandali, if you're going to be a newscaster, if you're saying that objectivity is key, something like that, while it feels good, especially if you share the same sentiment, pag pinapanood mo, parang iniisip mo na, parang teka sandali, dapat medyo may renda naman ng konti. I do like her. I think her delivery is very, very distinct. I think she is a very, very unique personality in that regard. She lands number 10 on my
Pero
list.
okay, pwede ba magdagdag ako dyan?
Sige.
Okay. People do not know this. Okay. There was a time si Helen Vela was the newscaster ng BBC2 tapos nagsara ang BBC2, she moved back to GMA.
Yes.
So si Tina was the head ng newscast. One of the officials. So merong isang balita na kasi Helen was the endorser of Birch Tree. I don't is it still? So,
siguro baka hindi na kasi patay na siya.
Hindi yung Birch Tree.
Okay. Sige.
The product doesn't die along with the endorser.
Hindi naman kasi klaro yung sinasabi mo kung kay Helen Vela ka nagre-refer o kay ano eh.
So tapos, nagkaroon ng issue ng Chernobyl, remember? Yung nuclear.
Sa Russia.
So, ang pakiusap ni Helen, siyempre naipit siya, parang pwede bang either wag na lang gamitin to or wag na akong pagbasahin nyo.
Oh.
Kasi 'di ba parang 'di ba nakakahiya nga dun sa dun sa kanya, sa nag-aside sa kanya. Yung sa advertiser of which she was endorser. Umakit siya talaga sa opisina ni Tina Palma, nakiusap. Hindi pumayag si Tina. Talaga kumbaga, ito yung balita. Let's stick to
I
it.
agree naman with that choice, with that decision.
Yeah.
Oo.
So, ganun nung niya. So, talaga si Tina Palma took her career as a newscaster really
And I
seriously.
think a lot of them do naman, especially when they become news heads.
Hindi
Hindi ko sinabing all, sinabi ko a lot of them do.
Yeah.
O sino sisiraan mo ngayon?
Wala. Kaya lang iniisip ko, ano kaya, kung let's say, kung si Tina Palma kaya, pinanindigan niya na talaga naging dabber siya talaga ni Deborah Soon.
Oy, sobra ka naman. Kung gano'n, umikli yung career niya kasi hindi naman nagtagal si Deborah Soon.
Oy, may comeback siya ha. Okay. Next mo.
Ang number 9 ko, and this may surprise a lot of people, Cher Calvin and Maria Arcega done. Now, teka, wag ka, bago ka mag-react. They were newscasters of Studio 23 for quite a while. Because I was running Studio 23 at that time. The difference though is, the moment I saw them, ang sinabi ko, hindi sila magtatagal dito because they are of international caliber. Even Cher has won.
Yun nga. Tinuturo ko.
Both of them have won Emmys. So in fact, yung sa akin, the Philippines was too small a playing field for them. And for somebody to start with the morning news and then to migrate to primetime news of a major major city, of a major market, is no mean feat. Ang dami nating magagaling na reporters na hindi maaabot yun. So, Cher started in Fox in Las Vegas. She went to KTLA where she did the morning, naging noontime, naging every hour siya until she did primetime. And she's won multiple Emmys in the process. She's done documentaries. Tina Arcega, she's been with Fox 5 of San Diego. And she's been doing a lot of reports also that has won her awards. Na ang feeling ko, if only for that, I really do consider them that they were very, very good. They were just not for this market. And I remember the first time that I met Tina Arcega, nagulat ako eh. Kasi si Tina Arcega, hindi siya malaking babae. She's a really small girl eh. It's just that she's proportioned. So pag nakita mo siya, hindi mo iisipin na hindi siya ganun katangkad. But she has to be one of those people who had the firmest handshake, which to me tells of a lot of confidence. Kasi kung halimbawa
Iba pumasok sa isip mo, sinabi mo firmest eh.
Hindi, handshake. O, ikaw, siguro madumi isip mo. Pero ang sinasabi ko lang, it's very unusual kasi lalo na
firmest mind.
Pag babae na anchor. Siya talaga, it was a solid handshake. Na I was talking to Mekoy Kyoge after that and sabi namin, pareho kami ng observation. Sabi niya, this girl is really confident and sure of who she is. In fact, when si Tina, because si Tina did the news for us first, pagkatapos with Marikay Mo. Pagkatapos umalis siya, tapos she moved na to the States, and then eventually she landed the gig in San Diego. Actually, matagal na siya eh. Parang hindi nga siya masyadong lumipat eh. Si Cher lumipat pa eh. Pagkatapos, then it became Cher Calvin. And I remember, I really enjoyed watching the news with Cher and even Tina. Kasi ibang-iba, parang it's my personal preference, I guess, as a style, rather than the bombastic na humihiyaw. So, to me, they are in my list.
Sinong tatay ni Cher Calvin?
Roger Calvin.
Ng which production?
Sampaguita.
Leia Productions.
Okay. Ang number 8 ko, actually medyo tricky itong 8 and 7 ko, pero ang number 8 ko is Corina Sanchez. Now, si Corina, siya ang sinasabi ko talagang newscaster. Nag-umpisa, as you said, weather girl, but she went on all of the different beats before sa news. Ang dami nga diyang running joke eh. Mahilig si Corina kasi nakabihis yan eh. Minsan, halimbawa, i-cover niya police beat, minsan i-cover niya Malacanang. Meron pang isang kwento dati na si Corina naka-pencil cut skirt na naka-high heels, pero meron siya kailangang makuhang storya. So umakyat siya ng hagdanan, nakatakong, at saka niya kinukuha yung storya. And those things may seem like funny anecdotes now, but it also shows the extent and the length that they would go for the story. And si Corina, as you said, was bilingual. She spoke very, very good English. She spoke very, very good Tagalog. And I think ang medyo mahirap lang, her career kasi is medyo nai-interrupt every time her husband would run for political office eh. So, I guess there's also a ruling there from the ombudsman and whatever na hindi pwedeng magsabay yun. So to me, that was the only thing that was kind of derailing her. The other thing also is, as you said, hindi tayo sanay sa ballbuster na babae. If you think that si Tina Palma are ballbusters, walang tatalo kay Corina. I mean, in terms, sheer force of personality, and that's what I love about her. Si Corina is very, very opinionated. But si Corina will fight to the death for her opinion, and she's willing to back it up naman. But to her credit also, she concedes. If she's wrong, she will apologize. She will say na nagkamali ako or I wasn't sure about that and whatever. That's why until now, pag kakausap kami ni Corina, I really enjoy talking to her.
And then siya always well-groomed to the point na nahuli siya nag-hairspray.
Hindi. Yung kay Corina, hindi nahuhuli. Pag off-camera, may Aquanet dito. Pagkatabi mo si Corina,
Hindi, pero,
naggaganon siya,
nagano
siya, tapos igaganon na niya yung ulo
pero
niya.
yung one time na nahuli.
Nakita yung Aquanet. Actually, nakita ko yung episode. Nakita ko yung Aquanet dito.
Hindi, nag-spray siya talaga.
Siguro
Nahuli daw.
Siguro binuton nung ano. Pero katulad yun, si Corina kasi also had the role of an executive producer in ABS-CBN. Tapos ang running joke namin, pag napapakinig mo nang may naglalakad na, takong na gano'n. Si Corina yun doon sa high heels niya. Tapos hindi ko alam kung yung kwento, parang gano'n, tapos biglang isa na lang yung hindi ko alam kung nabali ba yung takong niya o tinanggal niya yung sapatos niya. Kaya biglang naging gano'n yung tunog doon. Pero yun, actually maraming kwento na Corina dati eh. Kaya I enjoy. Pagkatapos pag nag-e-edit ng news, editor rin ako dati. Pero hindi for news. May mga picture kami na habang nagbo-voice over si Corina, ginugulo namin siya. Marami kaming mga ganyan. But to me, si Corina is one of those who literally rose from the ranks. So I think in that regard, I really have to give a premium also to her being a reporter who graduated to a newscaster. Now, I said, yung next one is medyo tricky. Kasi ito, nung I was doing my list, this kept jockeying eh. Yung kay Mel Chanco at saka kay Corina. But I think yung kay Mel, ang naka-ungos kay Mel is the fact that she does have the career longevity. It was the fact that I did watch a lot of the Channel 4 shows when it was still Maharlika Broadcasting System and government TV and whatever. Because my brother-in-law nga and my sister were newscasters before. So sinadadalo rin sana, napapanood ko sila lahat eh. So to me, noon nakikita ko si Mel. And the other thing with Mel is, she's actually bilingual also. Because when she was with Channel 4, Mel used to do the news in English. Now,
siya yung host ng Meet the Press.
Hindi, pero yung kasi, usually ka-partner niya yung brother-in-law ko si Bunny Arvil eh. Sila yung tandem sa news ng Channel 4. But there's an urban legend na for whatever reason, I always keep forgetting to ask Mel. Ang kinukwento nila, there was a time daw na nagkamali ang salang ng kasi ang teleprompter dati hindi naman digital eh. Papel yan na pinapasok tapos naka-project sa screen. There was a time na mali yung nasalang. It was because they shift between Tagalog and English news. So I forget which was which, pero kung halimbawa Tagalog yung nakasalang and she was now doing the newscast in English later in the day. Right there and there, hindi naman nila pwedeng sabihin, palitan mo yan. As she was reading the Tagalog, and I may be mistaken or I may have it in reverse, she was saying it in English. And to me, that takes a lot of skill, that takes a lot of talent. And whether it's an urban legend or a myth or an apocryphal story, I really don't know. But it's one of those things that endears me to Mel also as an anchor. I've seen her do English, I've seen her do Tagalog, I've seen her with the launch of TV Patrol and her move to Channel 7. And through that time, parang yung career niya has always been impressive. Totoo naman yung comment dati that she was kind of overdressed also. And I think that was one of the issues with Channel 4 and whatever. But we're also living at a time right now that doesn't seem to be an issue with a lot of people. So, and to me, she has become an iconic presence. Pag sinabi mo naman GMA News, Mel Chanco papasok sa isip mo eh. Even before sina Mike Enriquez. Kasi sina Mike Enriquez naman, mas nag-build up si Mike Enriquez. In fact, when Mike started, he was more of parang a copy of Noli De Castro eh.
He was Baby Michael.
Ano Baby Michael? Jackson?
Baby Michael ang tawag sa kanya.
Anyway.
Kasi nung DJ siya.
Okay. So to me, yun yung yung kay Mel.
Masingit ko lang ha. Isang beses 1984. Pahiram lang. Gagawin kong props. So, I need it. Babalik ko. So, anyway, Si Charisse Garcia, Chuidian Garcia.
Charis Chua.
So siya, nasa Channel 9 siya noon. 1984 tapos namatay na si namatay si
Alam mo, sinisimple yan ako, binabasa yung listahan ko tsaka notes ko.
So props lang yan.
Okay.
So tsaka illiterate ako so hindi ko mababasa yan. So kasi nung araw nagtitipid sila sa papel. So kumbaga, itatype mo yung sa harapan.
Tapos gamitin mo yung likod.
Gamit mo yung likod. Tapos ito na si Charisse, sabi niya, okay, Ading Fernando died last night, this morning, and namatay 2 weeks ago pa. Sabi niya, ay, mali pala yan.
So yun ang akin ng Mel Chanco story. Ang number 6 ko is a colleague of Mel Chanco when she was still in Channel 4. And to me, Dada Lorenzana Santiago is really one of the best in terms of reading the news. She was always poised. She had very, very good pacing when she was reading the news. She had very, very good diction when she was reading the news. And ang masasabi ko, there was bilib na bilib rin ako sa mga newscasters ng Channel 4 dati. Kasi noon, notorious si Imelda na ang hahaba ng mga events niya o kaya late siya. So can you imagine na yung mga reporters like sina Dada and sina Rita Gadi Baltasar, sina Ruby Serra, sila yung mga umiikot ng mga, sila yung mga nagko-cover ng mga activities ni Madam. And for example, while waiting for Madam, they have perfected the art of talking about nothing but making it sound like something. Kasi umiikot lang yung conversation eh. Pero pag pinapakinggan mo, pag ina-analyze mo yung suma total, wala rin sila masyadong sinabi. Pero the whole time that they were reporting it, akala mo importante yung inaano nila. Kasi Imelda was late, she was doing something else. So, it was filler. Pero doon, bibilib ka kasi matalino lang ang nakakagawa nun eh.
Hindi.
At saka sounding very, very confident and authoritative. Yun siya.
Disciplined, well-read. Yun ang importante.
Correct.
Okay.
But to me, si Dada, I always loved watching her do the news. And she smiled well.
And at number 5 ni Leo.
Okay. At my number 5, it's Mike Enriquez. Now, marami na nakwento si Butch kanina. But yung sa akin kasi, when si Mike Enriquez came about, at that time, people felt that he was really a copy of Noli De Castro.
Hindi natin tatantanan, kaya makipagtulungan kayo sa investigador. Magandang gabi po ako si Mike Enriquez. Magandang gabi po ako si Mike Enriquez. Ako po si Mike Enriquez. Ako po si Mike Enriquez. At ito ang investigador.
But to me,
Excuse me po.
para sadya yun. Pero I think one of the things, especially lalo na nung wala si Noli, Mike was not a copy. He actually became his own persona. That's why I think he and Mel made such a very, very good team for the news of GMA7. So to me, that's one of the things that I admire about Mike Enriquez. And then, parang kumbaga, pag nagsasabi siya ng news, alam mo rin siya yung tipong papaniwalaan ko rin eh.
Alam mo, there's something hindi ko lang maintindihan. I cannot for the life of me understand bakit kailangan nyo kumain ng crackers bago sumalang, yun ang nakakaubo sa kanya.
Hindi ko naman alam yan, kwentong yan.
Oo, yun ang nakakaubo. Kakain siya ng crackers. Tapos, hindi kasi diabetic yata.
Baka.
Tapos he had to eat that.
So he needs all that sugar and whatever.
Pag niya, hindi niya nalululun agad. So, bumabarsala na muna.
Okay.
So, I think basically yun ang dahilan kung bakit siya umuubo.
Oo.
Yun.
Tama. At my number 4, si Noli De Castro. So, now, si Kabayan, kung iisipin mo, Kabayan is not personally my favorite in the sense that I really prefer a mellower type of delivery. But I cannot dispute the fact that when Freddy Garcia came up with the idea of replicating Radyo Patrol in television with TV Patrol and putting together Noli De Castro, Funky Evangelista, Mel Chanco, and Angelique Lasso, that was really magic. Kung matatandaan nyo, at least for the people who are older, kaya ang news dati was in English at usually late at night kasi they were all cost centers. They were not profit centers. It was when TV Patrol came into being that news suddenly became a top rating show.
Yumama na sila.
Literally, siyang nag-umpisa na ang news ay kumikitang programa. And then kaya meron nga ng current affairs na dati puro loss leader na ngayon sinasubsidize ng TV Patrol pagkatapos eventually kumikita rin sila. ang ginawa ng news, ginawa niyang appealing sa mas maraming tao ang balita. And in fact, I really have to give credit to Mr. Garcia for that. So I think that was really magic on the air. And
Hindi,
for the
pero-
longest time, kaya 'di ba nauso nung ang TV ang palabas magsasabi ka tapos ang TV na. Nauso no na TV Patrol na. Inaantay ng tao.
Alam mo ba nung araw, pinaglaruan kami si Martin After Dark?
Oh.
Sa sisigaw siya ng ng magandang gabi bayan.
Oo.
Tapos ako pa sisigawin ng showbiz, linggo. Tapos magandang gabi bayan, showbiz, linggo. Parang pinag-showdown kami. Siyempre,
Sinong nanalo?
wala. It's a tie.
Okay. It's a tie. Okay. This is still a list of very, very good people.
Okay.
Huwag mo sabihin sa akin, hindi mo kilala si Bong Lapira.
Actually, I would have included him in my list.
Bong Lapira to me was si Bong Lapira, actually yung mga news anchors dati, sila karamihan mga tisoy eh. So yun lang sinasabi ko. Pero the thing that we with Bong Lapira, ang ganda ng timbre ng boses, siya rin ang ganda ng pacing niya ng pagbabalita. At siya yung pati ang demeanor niya, ang posture niya, it was very, very dignified. So I think that was one of the things that that impressed even a lot of his colleagues at the time in Channel 4. Okay. Number 2 ko, Attorney Dong Puno. Now, Attorney Dong Puno to me, he may not have done that news, but I really loved when Attorney
He
Dong
did the news. Ba't sabi mo kasi, he didn't do the news?
long. Pagkatapos, I also worked with him in Points of View, which was on Studio 23, which was a talk show. So when he became a news anchor of ABS-CBN, natuwa ako kasi galing ako sa kanya. I found him so smart. I found that his delivery was like literally almost pitch perfect. Pagkatapos, even if he was not the largest man in the room, the moment he spoke, the moment he came across on screen, ang dating niya, he was always larger than life. And to me, I really would stay up for the news to watch Attorney Dong Puno. And he had a sense of humor, even when he was doing the news. Kaya ako, isa siya sa mga paborito ko. Kasi even my personal taste also geared towards a more, siguro, professional, elegant, not the bombastic type. Which brings me to my number 1.
Alam ko huhula. Pwede ba ako na magsabi?
Hindi.
Ako na sabihin, hindi ako tumitingan ha.
Nakita mo kanina, nasa
Hindi,
harap mo
hindi,
eh. Oh, okay, sige.
Apustahan Harry Gasser.
Harry Gasser.
I knew it.
Oh.
Okay.
So, Harry Gasser was my number. In the 70s, the only news that I watched really was Channel 9 because of Harry Gasser. Because to me, idol ko nga sina Walter Cronkite and all of that. And my feeling was, he was that version of a newscaster for the Philippines. So, doon nabubuo ang aking listahan. May mga common, kami ni Butch, meron kaming magkakalayo. Pero hopefully doon sa inyong mga nanonood, for some of the newscasters that you are not familiar with, it's actually worthwhile doing the research on them, especially for the names that seem unfamiliar. But they are really some of the people who really excelled and gave a lot of our news a lot of oomph.
Okay. Ito lang ha. I may end this episode by saying na medyo may intriga ng konti.
Alam mo, tantanan mo na kasi si Jessica Soho.
Hindi siya!
Okay.
Hindi elevate ko na the best news reporter ever eh.
Okay.
Sa maniwala. Hindi, just to share. Kasi yung knowledge nga natin, ito kamamatayan na natin to. Kasi pag hindi pa natin shinare. Okay. Alam mo
hindi
ba?
naman ako nagmamadaling mamatay. Ikaw naman. Baka ikaw mauna sa akin.
Wish mo lang. Hindi. Ito, yung listahan ko. Believe it or not, ito, mga dignified na mga tao, laki nakapormal, para alam nyo. Sorry ha. Hindi naman lahat, pero yung mga yan, karamihan sa kanila, mas diba pa sa mga artista. Agree?
I was not exposed to the diva attitude. So I don't know.
Well, yan.
I know that some of them can be difficult. And some of them naman will admit to being difficult.
Yeah.
Like for example, to me, like for example, Corina, because she's a perfectionist, can be very, very difficult.
Hindi ko sinabi si Corina.
Hindi. No, but ako, the reason I like working with her is because her standard for excellence is very, very high. I do get tired working with people na pwede na yan.
A lot of us watch the news and of course we admire the people who deliver the news because sila yung authority eh. Kaya lang kasi, I mean, I guess, as part of the format of this program that we share things that some people probably do not know. Tandaan nyo,
Probably a lot of people do not know.
these people that you see on TV also have feet of clay. At yun ang po masasabi ko dito sa Best 10 Bets. O, di ba magandang ending?
Okay. Ay, talaga hindi ka mag-goodbye. So ito po si Leo Katigbak at siya po at saka si Butch Francisco na tumayo, and you are watching Best 10 Bets.
The opinions of podcast creators, hosts, and guests are not necessarily reflective of the official stance of the Pod Network Entertainment, its hosts, or other network programs. The content created by the people behind the podcast is personal and not meant to harm any religion, ethnicity, group, organization, company, or individual.